There's more emphasis now on disaster drills and also updating technology. I feel that 9/11 was a wake-up call because it was a total tragic disaster, but if those planes that hit midday or even a half hour earlier, it was about 8:45 when they hit, 9:15, those towers would have been filled with tens and thousands of people, and it would have been even more horrific. So I feel that 9/11 is a wake-up call for us, and just also some personal stories about people that lives have changed. I didn't know anyone specifically that worked in the World Trade Center, but actually my Toastmasters Club in New York, there was a gentleman that worked in the towers, and he also was on a plane that morning, and he was very lucky. He wound up losing his job. It took him about 14 months to find another job, and he had kids in college. I actually went to San Diego, and that was the first time I was on a plane, and I was, to be honest, very fearful. But then when they patted me down, and I had boots that had like metal in them, and they had me take them off and check them, I felt much more secure. And actually, I kind of relaxed on a plane, and I was fine. But actually, the gentleman that took me down to the airport, he had a successful business in the World Trade Center. With those towers going down, his business was going. He just had a small baby, and he just bought a house. So even though I didn't know anyone directly, as you talk to people, you see the kind of magnitude, the ripple effect that that event had. President Bush, along with the war on terror, then it looked like Iraq then was like our next target in terms of the possible harm that they can do to us. So then it was decided to invade Iraq. And we just came up on the 1-year anniversary with that. So that's all the events that kind of have happened. So now where are we headed? Well, I feel that right now, the coalition is starting to fray a bit. The way it appears is that there was some information in the State of the Union address that President Bush said that maybe wasn't 100% accurate. So a lot of countries now are feeling that we went into Iraq maybe with not the right motives. That's what they're feeling. Now, I am sure there are numerous reasons why we went into there that President Bush cannot say because of national security reasons. But until the administration really sees the worldview and deals with that's the way it's looking right now, there's no way we can go forward with the war on terror unless we have worldwide support. We need all these nations. And if the terrorists feel then that they can just bomb the awful event that just happened in Madrid, if they could just bomb trains and then affect an election, and actually the new Prime Minister of Spain, he even said an error, the war on Iraq is an error based on lies. And he's threatening to pull the troops from Iraq. So I think we need to really focus on these areas, because I was watching a show before the Spain attack, and it said that the war on terror was the #4 issue for the upcoming presidential election. The #4 issue. That's because nothing major has happened here. Cyber attacks, this is something that, a possible thing that can happen. And the technology is incredible. Actually, there's an article here where a 12-year-old hacker was able to get control of the Arizona Roosevelt Dam. And even though he didn't know it, the federal authorities said he had complete command of the dam's master floodgates. This is a 12-year-old. So you're telling me a sophisticated network that their main focus is to destroy us cannot do something like that? Suicide bombers. We have not had that here. That's something, we're a free country, that's something that's very hard to control. And terrorist groups working together. If these groups started working together, and then cargo ships, and planes, even little commuter planes. What I'm saying is that we need to be more proactive. The terrorists want to dictate world events like they did in Spain. We can't let them feel that they can do that. I feel the world is undoubtedly better off without Saddam Hussein in power. And people now are complaining about why President Clinton or Bush didn't take out Al-Qaeda sooner. Well, isn't that what President Bush has just done with Iraq? I do feel we need to focus on the area that these people, these young men, are growing up poor in countries with no hope for the future, and they're being brainwashed from the time they're little to hate America and to feel that dying makes them a hero. So I think that's something we need to address. I believe the war on terror is an opportunity for nations to unite, a chance to rid the world of cowardly terrorists. And you must always remember, they did not attack our soldiers on 9/11. They attacked hardworking citizens who were only armed with a pencil and a coffee cup. We must not retreat. We must not surrender. We must ensure that those heroes did not die in vain. Mr. Postman.